Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from
Flowers for? Why y'all want me to kiss his ass so bad? Why y'all so mad I don't like Devin? I don't understand that. Y'all can never say I don't like his style. So what? He won the fight. So what? I don't understand. It's like y'all that in Boots. Y'all keep giving me all this flack about them niggas, but you can't tell me nothing that you like about him. So what? You niggas be hating on me. Why you niggas don't ever look at nothing that I'm saying? You niggas so much on my dick and so mad where I'm at that you niggas want to hate on me. You niggas don't never try to think about nothing that I'm saying. You bitch ass niggas don't try to take none that I'm nothing. Everything I say, y'all don't never listen to none of the positive stuff I say. Anything that you look that you don't want to hear, that you don't like, you trying to find a way to deter to fuck with me about it. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I don't like Devin Haney. I told you. He gay. Wearing his fucking blonde, his fucking hair. Like he said, they worrying about his fucking clothes. He don't got no substance to me. That's why I don't like Devin. And his style is boring as fuck. He not exciting at all for his speed, for his talent, what he got. The shit, you never seen him look like how he look against Shakur and sparring. You never seen him look like how he look against Tank and sparring. You ain't never seen that shit. How good he look in there. He don't do that shit in no fucking fight. His best fight was with Regis Prograis. Little ass, scrawny ass Regis Prograis. And Regis Prograis not that good. Brian Norman was decent. They're not that good. These motherfuckers not on this man level now. Only thing I can say to his credit, only thing I can say that to his credit is that Boost didn't want to fight him for some odd reason. Boost didn't want to fight him. So what I mean, that would have been an intriguing fight had that happen. So he do got that feather in his cap that Boost turned him down, try to draw him up to 52. You know what I mean? And that says something about Boots having respect for Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But as a fighter, he a good fighter. He decent. Obviously, he's winning. He's a world. But do I like him? Fuck no. No, I don't like his style. No, I don't like his style. I won't give a fuck. No, I don't like his style. So what? Fuck you and your mama, bitch ass niggas. All right. Mill City, that's it.
Well, look, we got one Steve made. Why you don't like Boots?
No, I like Boots. Like I said, now I'm gonna say how many times. I'm just waiting on them to prove us right. That's all I'm trying to say. Y'all still can't understand that? I'm trying to wait for him to prove us right. He not moving like that. Y'all still, I didn't say it 1,000 times, sit on these lies, and y'all motherfuckers don't want to listen to none that I said. Why do we need a tune-up to fight Virgil Ortiz? He had to do all that. He should have been fought that nigga, man. They should have been fought at 47. What the fuck going on over here? Why would you need to draw Devin Haney up to 152? Devin Haney? Come on now. He just coming. He was a 35-pounder. I know he was probably killing himself to make weight. It don't matter. You was the 47-pound champion. Why would you need to draw this man up to 52? Nobody else at 52. You wouldn't even fight Virgil at 52. You wouldn't even go over and fight Virgil, and he's not a champion, never been an undisputed champion, never been a world champion. You won't even fight him. You fought whoever the fuck we just seen. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That shit don't sit well with me as far as the talent. Then they trying to put him with Bud. That's another thing. Come on now. It don't matter if I know Bud, if I train Bud, if I'm with him or not. The talent that I'm looking at. If you're trying to compare this guy to him, and he's a hybrid of Roy Jones and Crawford mix, and he not taking a chance like that, that don't sit well with me. That don't sit well with me. If y'all can't understand that, if he all that, why he need to? I done said it 1,000 times. Y'all can't understand where I'm coming from. He do look good when he fight. He got some good skills, but now we talking about substance. Now we ain't talking about a baby. This nigga ain't got 5 fights looking like that. He got fights. Okay, he's not a young man that just won a championship like Abdullah Mason. He was. Come on now, y'all pushing Abdullah Mason to fight all these guys, and he just a baby. Just won. This man got 30 fights. Abdullah Mason got 25. Come on now, and y'all pushing him where he gonna go? They both look ultra talented, but y'all not holding him to the fire. Like, how you gonna be a Crawford? And then I'm saying too, in substance, Crawford first title defense was against Yorkis Gamboa. Crawford was having a hard time making 30. 35. Gamboa was a 35-pounder. He was an interim champion. When he fought him, he went straight from England to do that. Come on, he fought Victor Poso, who was the most feared guy at 40. Regardless of Ndongo, he fought the most feared guy at 40. Straight up, he went and fought okay, it was what's the kid's name? Horn. Okay, but this guy had just coming off his best win against Manny Pacquiao, who roughed him up and made it a rough fight. If you was thinking Horn and Pacquiao, you thinking Horn gonna just get blew out because who the fuck is Jeff Horn? But he roughed Pacquiao, made it rugged, and they gave him the fight. Crawford took him apart. Couldn't get none of the fights with none. So this is what all I'm saying. This is a guy who can make all these fights happen and won't. And you got a guy like Crawford who could make all these fights happen, and everybody ran from him. So when we talk, that's the thing that's rubbing me the wrong way. You can't say this man is in this man's league and he not living up to that at all. Not even a fraction of that. That's what I'm saying. So it's not that I don't like Boots. Like I say, I'm just like everybody else. I want to see him do it. You feel me? Now you're going to start off with Virgil Ortiz. Okay. That's a good start with Virgil Ortiz. But let's see him mow down the IBF champion. Let's see him mow down Fendora. You know what I mean? Then we can say, all right, then he like that. Let's see, why did the man draw Devin Haney up? Nobody asked him. Not one person in this and everybody that you won't even ask him that. Why did you try to fight Devin Haney at 52? Nobody asked him. Not just one simple question. Not one person will ask him. And still to this day, right now, will nobody ask him? YSM ain't gonna ask him. No person that's gonna interview Boots from now never ask him, why did you is that true that you tried to fight Devin Haney at 52? Is that true, or did he make that up? Nobody will ask him that. So as that's your champ, you talking about a Roy Jones, and you know how Roy Jones get down. You know how Crawford get down. Try to fight, bring a smaller guy up past the weight class that he in as a champion, and then you won't even fight a guy that's not a champion at a full weight. When you're moving up to a full weight, 54, you saying 52, that's junior middleweight for Devin Haney. So you're gonna make the small guy go past even, and then you won't even fight the guy who's a true junior middleweight. You need a tune-up to fight him. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. Y'all great.
What it do? Still with the camp, sound like a lamp. Big boss hog, boss dog. Can't pull through the door. Here to talk to this boxer. Fuck about solidity. Maybe toe toes don't last. Good people do the enough yourself. Call them in the fight like maybe you mad at. Peak game. 84 on one swing. Man, your boy on his way to that yum. I'm cooking this morning, man. Chef boss hog. See, this is the thing, but I've been chilling the past couple of months. I've been trying to chill, you know what I'm saying? Relax, you know, and do my own thing, you know what I'm saying? But y'all bringing that old boss hog back. Y'all bringing that old boss hog. Well, I'm just gonna start body back. You know what I mean? I've been real peaceful. Real peaceful. But, I guess, we'll see how this goes. Bernie the boxer, you heard the audio. He said he don't like Devin Haney. I mean, he said most of it. I'm not gonna repeat what he said. That was crazy work. But then he went on a tangent about Boots as well, right? And he talked about Devin Haney got a nice style and all that, but he boring. And he said the stuff he do in sparring, he don't be looking how he be looking in sparring in the ring, right? Which I have to agree with him on. He don't be looking how he be looking in sparring. In sparring, he be walking people down. But you say the same thing about Shakur too, right? Which he started talking about Shakur, but I'm gonna do a separate video. I'm gonna put that one on Clutch Factory. But here's my thing about Devin Haney. Devin Haney has studied the Mayweather style, Money Mayweather style, and he's implemented that as a key to win fights, right? That's his mindset, is to win fights. Now, the thing about Devin Haney and Shakur that gets me is they'll talk gangster to you like they about to knock your head off, right? They be talking that gangster stuff like, yeah, I'm gonna do to you a BA and da-da-da, and when I see you, you ain't gonna look me in my eyes, and then they fight you in the ring and they you know what I mean? They barely throwing punches. Barely. They just throw just enough to win a round and beat you by unanimous decision. Right? May knock you down, might not, might just, and then be like, oh, I outboxed them, I outclassed them. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, you did that. But you need to stop talking that gangster talk. Just tell dude I'm outbox you this levels. You know what I mean? But they be talking grimy like they finna knock something out. Like, yeah, bro, I'm different. I'm gonna do this to you, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this to you because you a B word. And then, you know, it's like, bro, okay, but I'm not saying that. Now, Boots, that's different. You know? Boots, he gonna let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? He gonna let his hands go. I'm just keeping it 1,000. He gonna let his hands go. You feel me? You know, his whole notion, I disagree with Bernie when it comes to the Boots talk. Right? Only thing I agree with him is this, that Boots do gotta prove himself, right? As far as the resume. Like, he gotta start fighting names now. Right? That's all we waiting on. We see the skill, we see the talent. It's just time for him to fight those names. Now, he start talking about Crawford, and, you know, Crawford fought, he fought, Gamboa. I'm like, man, look, bro, you brought Gamboa up. You know what I mean? So stop doing that. Stop playing. You know what I mean? So he went on this tangent about Crawford. He's a real fighter. He fought Gamboa. And, you know, he fought Jeff Horn. I mean, you can say what you want about Jeff Horn, but Jeff Horn got a gifted decision. Yeah, it was a gifted decision, but he fought Jeff Horn. He fought Victor Postal. Everybody feared Victor Postal and Ndongo. And, you know, I'm like, first and foremost, Bud ain't got no resume. I don't know why this is the thing I like about Bernie. Bernie, when he talk about anybody else, man, know his boxing, right? This man start talking about Crawford, he get delusional, right? Bud he got 2 names on his resume, Errol Spence and Canelo. That's it. Okay? Stop talking like this dude been fighting killers and he been fighting tough fights. He ain't been fighting them. Then the man went on a tangent and started saying, oh, Bud, nobody wants to fight Bud. Look at David Benavidez. I want y'all to understand this. David Benavidez won't smoke with Dimitri Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev. Where's David Benavidez at? Who is Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev sign with? Turkey. Where did David Benavidez go sign with? Turkey. What are we talking about? All this stuff about, oh, they froze him out and they ain't want to fight. And I don't want to hear that stuff. You go where the smoke is at. If I want to fight somebody, I'm going where they at. I don't got time to hear politics. This is the thing. Y'all want to politic when it's your favorite fighter. He not off the hook. That man been moving strategically. And I keep telling y'all, nobody got answers. If that man, and like I say, he don't gotta fight nobody now. He should retire. He beat Canelo. That's all that matters. But all I'm saying at the end of the day, when you talk about him, and anytime anybody mention his resume and tell me, oh, they froze him out, I'm cooking you. I don't care. I'm going to cook you. I'm a body bag and toe tag you. I'm serious. Because the nigga could have went over there where the smoke was at. He could have went over there and fought and got all those fights. Right? At least go over there and call a bluff. You hiding behind Bob Arum talking about, yeah, man, they ain't want to fight me. They ain't want to fight me. Okay, if it was strictly PBC's fault and they ain't want to fight you, right? Why aren't you still signing the Top Rank? If it was strictly PBC's fault, if it's PBC's fault that all these fights didn't get made, why aren't you still signed to Top Rank? Huh? I need an answer, Sway. You know what I'm saying? If it's strictly PBC's fault, Premier Boxing Champions, Al Heyman, if it's strictly all their fault, they tried to freeze him out, like he's saying, okay? I'm cooking right now. If it's strictly his fault, their fault, why isn't he still signing the Top Rank? That's all I'm saying. Okay? I don't personally, and I'll keep it honest, I don't believe that PBC tried to freeze him out. Well, they purposely kept him off of, their list. How many lists did they keep Errol Spence off of, Javante Tank Davis off of when it came to ESPN? They didn't even acknowledge them. They had no PBC fighters listed on their top fighters on their list. And they've been doing this for years before PBC said, F it, we'll start doing it too. There's many, many times they've done that on purpose. They'll put on their list all ESPN fighters. PBC at first, at least they'll show everybody. They was being fair. We'll show everybody. Right? When they was on Showtime, they show all the Vasily Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford, all of them. Then, but you'll look at ESPN and Top Rank, when they sitting there and they put out their top fighters, they were all ESPN fighters. And they weren't even putting DAZN Matchroom fighters on their list. Right? Including Golden Boy fighters. They weren't even putting them on there. So what are we talking about, bro? That stuff like, bro, when I see, when they start talking like that, I gotta do it. I'm sorry. Right? I gotta do it. I gotta do you dirty. I have to. Because it's a false narrative. Right? Oh, they tried to freeze me out. Then why didn't you go over there? Go over there and call a bluff. Huh? Just like David Benavidez doing. David Benavidez want to fight Dimitri Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev. He went and signed with Turkey. Why? Because he wanted those fights. He wants Arthur Beterbiev. He wants Dimitri Bivol. Pause. He wants those fights. Right? Now, currently, they not giving him those fights. So he like, F it. I'm going to go to cruiserweight and fight Zurdo Ramirez. And if they want to fight after I get done with him, then cool. I'll come back down and fight them. He like, I want to be the best fighter in the world. I want to fight the best fights. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But when you sit here and you spread a false narrative that, Crawford was blackballed. Man, he's not included in that, bro, because he ain't get blackballed. He chose not to go over there and fight these dudes, right? PBC had all the champions. Yes, they had all the champions. But Top Rank at 135 had all the champions. And Tank couldn't get those fights. Devin Haney had to go sign with Top Rank to get the opportunity to become undisputed. What are we talking about? So why couldn't Crawford go do that? What was holding him back from doing that? I'm not trying to hear that stuff, bro. I'm sorry I had to go left over there. Now, when it come down to the Devin Haney stuff, Devin Haney, I think kind of get a bad rap because they don't like how he fight. I mean, you heard Bernie. He said he don't like how Devin Haney fights. He think he boring, right? And look, Devin Haney, man, he is who he is. I don't think he boring. I just think that he's a masterclass boxer, right? He's a masterclass boxer. Do you want to see that all the time? No. You want to see war. You want to see, an offensive attack. And Devin Haney don't do that all the time, right? Really, none of the time. I mean, he may give you like a couple minutes in a round where he's offensive, but then after that, he get back on his defense, right? He start moving around and dancing and, he start doing all that for the whole fight. So then it's like, man, I need him to take some risk. You know what I'm saying? But that's how he moving. You know what I mean? That's how he fight. You can't change that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's who he is as a fighter. That's his DNA, just like Shakur. They're defensive first fighters, right? So at the end of the day, you got to understand that, like, that's their style. I don't see how they say he boring. You know what I mean? that's how he fight. You know? And then Bernie, like, I don't like him, he gay. It's like, bro, you don't even know this dude to say you don't like him. That's what gets me about these dudes. These dudes are, I don't like him, he's gay. Bro, you don't even know better than not like him, man. Just like when it come down to Terrence Crawford talking about, I don't like Gervonta Davis. You don't know him. You don't know him not to like him, bro. You can't sit there and be like, oh, I don't like dude because I despise when people do this. This is all these parking spots over here. This man pulls up and shines his bright lights in my dang car. But anyway, you don't know him not to like him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like when you analyze everything and you see, it's like, it's stupid. It's really stupid for you to sit there and be like, oh, I don't like him. It's like, I get the whole I don't like him as a fighter. That's a preference, right? But to sit there and say, I don't like him, he gay, like, you don't know this nigga. You don't know him, bro. You know what I mean? And we just being authentic, right? We just keep it in real, man. You don't know him not to like him, right? And we just being truthful. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know dude not to like dude. Okay? And that's the problem in boxing. It's like a lot of dudes nowadays, oh, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't really care for him. So, and that's the issue in boxing we gotta fix, man. It's not about liking somebody. Right? We just being real. It's not about liking somebody, bro. Like, I get what he's implying, but we got to get away from this whole, I don't like him, or I don't like her. Bro, we don't know him. I can't sit here and say, oh, I don't like, I know a lot of y'all feel like, oh, boss, you don't like Terrence Crawford. I don't have a problem with Terrence Crawford. I don't know Terrence Crawford personally, so I can't sit here and say I don't like him because I don't know him. Right? As a fighter, I love the way he fight. You know what I mean? He entertaining. He gonna take risks, and he willing to go out on his shield. That's just what it boils down to, right? He willing to go out on his shield. He's very offensive, right? He's not really a defensive fighter. He's an offensive fighter. He gonna let his hands go, but it's very strategic and calculated, and he uses IQ, but he's gonna let his hands go. You can't fight Terrence Crawford, and when you watch a Terrence Crawford fight, you watch it, you like, oh, I was bored. No, you watch a Terrence Crawford fight, and you like, man, he letting his hands go. Man, he did this. Man, you saw how he caught dude with that uppercut. Man, you saw how he set up that overhand left, or he switched to orthodox. Like, I don't have a problem with how he fight, right? But, we're in this era of boxing where, dudes is super sensitive and they, oh, I don't like him. Just like when it came down to Errol Spence. They made it, a lot of these Bud Voodooers made it personal. So, oh, I don't like Errol Spence. I want him to lose. Okay, you don't like him. You want him to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know this man not to like him, right? The reason why you don't like him is because he's a threat to your favorite fighter. That's what it boils down to. I'd rather do just be honest and say that. Like, hey, man, look, I want him to lose because he's a threat to Terrence Crawford. No, they're not going to say that. They're not going to admit that. They're going to try to tell you, oh, the only reason I said that is because of, this person. Only reason I'm like that is because of that person. This man just sat here for 5 minutes with his lights in my face and then drove off. You see what I'm saying? This is what I be talking about, man. Pointless stuff. But all I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, is like this. When you analyze everything, man, I believe that Devin Haney, man. Look. For you to sit here and say he boring, like, okay, whatever. But to say you don't like him, that's crazy to me. You don't know dude, bro. And he gay. I think Bernie don't like light-skinned dudes, bro. I'll give it 1,000, because he said Tank gay. He said Tank gay. And then he said Devin Haney gay. Right? He like, they gay, man. You know what I mean? They gay in the mug, man. I don't know. You know, with the dye in his hair, he gay. Nah, I will agree. I can't get with the dye in the hair. But, hey, that's how these youngsters move. They dye their hair. Right? They all dye their hair. That's their style. That's their swag. Would I do it? Heavens no. Right? I'm from the old school. You dye your hair, something wrong with you. You know what I mean? We question you. Hey, what's wrong with cuz, man? What's wrong with buddy? What's wrong with dude right there? You know what I'm saying? We questioning you. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. That's what it boils down to. We're gonna question you. So, like I said before, when it come down to it, you put a bow on it, you come down on the floor with it, you switch your lane, grip grain, slam doors with it. Devin Haney being boring, I don't think he boring. I just think that, you know, his talk don't match his fighting style. And I think people question that, right? Boots, the whole Boots situation, I agree. Boots should be fighting names, right? That's what it boils down to. He got 35 fights. He should be fighting the names. So every fight from now on should be a name. You know, I get it. In between fights, you get a tune-up, but every fight from here on out should be a name, right? So it should be a name. So it should be, you know, Virgil Ortiz. It should be a Jamel Charlo. It should be a Baca Manzala. It should be a Sebastian Fundora. It should be a Brian Castano or Brian Mendoza. It should be a name, right? It shouldn't be no dude we never heard of, right? He young. He got to go get it now. So I do agree with that. But, you know, he kind of downplayed Boots, like Boots trash. I'm like, man, Boots a good fighter, man. You know what I mean? He a good young fighter, young, hungry lion, and he ready to prove himself. I'm intrigued to see what he gonna do at the weight class. But, you know, to sit there and say, Devin, I ain't gonna lie, I was laughing. Man said Devin Haney gay, man. He might be, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? These new, like, little young fighters and rappers, they all doing gay stuff. So he might be, I don't know, right? You know, he do hang out in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, he go to Atlanta sometimes, man. You know, him and Tank, they be in Atlanta a lot. You know, I don't know. I'm not insinuating nothing, but, you know, that's the Atlanta, man. Them boys, I pray for them, bro, because, you know, boys got beards and makeup over there. I'm like, I'll never forget that. That scarred me for the rest of my life. Beard, makeup. How you got a beard and then wear makeup? That don't make sense, right? Why you got makeup on anyway? You know what I'm saying? As a man, like, I don't. Dark Kid, man, I pray for you, brother. I know, you know, I don't know you, you know, but I pray for you, brother. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss go.